If you'd like online business explained to you in a way that you can actually understand, go to latenightim.com/explain. It's completely free, and I made it just for you. Now, how about an episode? Episode 211.
Late Night Internet Marketing.
This week on the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast, we're going to continue our analysis of what are the best businesses for 2021. And this week, it's affiliate marketing. All this and more on the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
The Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
You've been working for somebody else, but you want a business to run yourself. You want to know how to start and where to begin. Can you get out your comfort zone, my friend? Yes, you can do it right when it's late at night. At the end of the day, your dreams burning inside. So keep it up and you will find that you're building your business one night at a time.
And now, broadcasting late at night from a little studio in the big state of Texas, your host, Mark Mason.
Hey, how is everyone doing? I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. I am your host, Mark Mason, and I am coming to you from the little studio in Dallas, Texas, where the weather's getting warmer and we're playing more and more baseball. My son was very excited because between indoor team practice and his private lessons, we actually made it to the batting cages 6 days in a row last week. He loves that. And we've started calling the batting cage facility that we go to. It's a place called D-Bat, which is a franchise here in Texas that has batting cages and lessons and stuff like that. We started calling it the vacation home because for what we're spending there, we could have bought a vacation home. So that's our joke. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. I wanted to start the episode with a couple of updates and public service announcements for the channel. The first one is, I think that you've probably heard by now, the beginning and ending bits, pre-roll and post-roll ads, if you will, on the show. Now, I'm not a guy who likes ads, so I've actually used the ad functionality of Buzzsprout, which is my podcast host, to add in reminders for new listeners about my free resource for how to think about and get started trying to figure out what to do if you want to start a business online. Of course, I'm talking about latenightim.com/explain, which is a free video course where I explain how to get started with internet marketing. So that is where those are coming from. And that's a feature of Buzzsprout, which is my very favorite podcast host. It's what I use to host this show. And so if you have a podcast and you're thinking about a way to, you don't really want to run ads because that's not how you roll, but you want to make use of that technology. That's a really cool kind of technology, that ad insertion technology, because I can take those out and replace them at any time. And it won't replace them for people who've already downloaded the show, but it would replace them for people who download the show in the future, which is super neat because I have people finding the show in search and going in and downloading episodes out of the back catalog every day. So that's a little public service announcement / tip for you. If you're a podcaster, think about creative ways to use those ad rolls and try not to annoy your audience. For example, in my case, I've made the front roll super short, so hopefully it doesn't bug you too much. And I've made the end roll where the longer information is, because I know you can safely skip that if you're a regular listener, always having you guys in mind. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, I noticed a drop off in feedback from my listeners over the last couple of weeks. I hadn't heard from you guys very much, and I had specifically asked for some feedback. What kind of shows would you like to see in 2020? And I asked you to send your ideas for questions that you wanted answers to feedback at latenightim.com. I got less feedback than I expected. And so I started digging around and sure enough, that email address was bouncing. So a couple of lessons here. First of all, apologies. If you emailed me at feedback@latenightim.com, I try to answer every one of those emails, and my apologies if that happened to you. I'm going to tell you what happened, so hopefully it won't happen to you if you've got similar emails set up. I run all of my email for that particular website through a particular hosting provider called SiteGround. I use SiteGround to host a lot of my smaller sites. Late Night IM is too big for SiteGround to really handle. I can't use shared hosting for that. But SiteGround is awesome for my affiliate sites, and I've used them for years, and I really love them. And if you want to use SiteGround, you can use my affiliate link at latenightim.com/SiteGround, SiteGround. I really love them. And they recently did massive upgrades to their user interface to make it even easier for people like us with multiple internet marketing related websites to manage WordPress installations and so forth. They're just fantastic, particularly at that price point. It's the best shared hosting that I've been able to find on the internet. But when they made their changes, which I consider to be fantastic and just amazing, really, they broke my mail forwarding installation, which is a little bit unusual. It's not a normal setup. I don't blame them at all. I blame me for not noticing it. So if you have sites on SiteGround, my first recommendation to you is go and check and make sure all your forwarded and other email addresses are still working, because they've made some fantastic changes to the configuration at SiteGround. And I know from the feedback that I get that a lot of you use SiteGround to host your affiliate sites. Second thing is, in general, you need to be checking that stuff on a regular basis. And I'm really terrible about that. And it's not just, I think it's a real challenge for side hustlers. I have 11 years worth of accumulated digital stuff out there. I mean, the Late Night IM blog has been around for more than a decade in one form or another. And you accumulate things like broken links and out of date offers and all this kind of stuff. And you really need to work to make sure all the stuff that you have out there is still working. And so you can serve your customers properly. And also Google cares, for example, if you have what's called link rot on your site. You don't want a bunch of old dead links on your site, because Google sees that as you not taking care of your digital assets, and can impact you in the rankings depending on the condition of your site. So there's a little public service announcement regarding that. And then one more thing I wanted to update you on. Last week I talked about Groove funnels. I've been playing with that for an entire week and messing around. And I had this idea actually yesterday that wouldn't it be cool to show you an example? So if you go to freefunnelsforever.com, I registered the domain name freefunnelsforever.com. What you will find there at freefunnelsforever.com is a landing page created by Groove. And remember, you can get Groove funnels at latenightim.com/Groove, but you don't need to do that anymore. You can go to freefunnelsforever.com and you can see an actual landing page that I was able to create pretty easily in Groove funnels. And like I said before, is it as good as ClickFunnels? No, not yet. They're still working through some bugs. The user interface is not quite as good, but for a lot of you, it will be free. And that's awesome. Free is awesome. So you can do some really nice stuff. If you go to freefunnelsforever.com, you can see this opt-in page. You can see an embedded video of me explaining how excited I am. That's also done with it's hosted on YouTube, but done with their Groove video embedding product. And then there's an opt-in there, which is also done with GrooveFunnels. And when you opt in, you get to another page that's hosted on GrooveFunnels where I deliver more video as promised, offer my affiliate link for GrooveFunnels there. And so basically, this is kind of an affiliate marketing lead magnet that I'm demonstrating for you over at freefunnelsforever.com. So the idea is you would send traffic to that page like I'm doing right now, but maybe you would send ad traffic to that page, and then that traffic would convert and you would capture that email address, which is critical. So that would build your email address, and then you would get return on investment, or you'd pay for that ad traffic by signups to whatever affiliate program that you were promoting. This is generally referred to as a bridge funnel, because you're bridging from whatever content or traffic device you're using to the affiliate offer by offering some bridge content in the middle. It's a bridge funnel. And it's interesting for two reasons. One, because you can build funnels like this to build your email list and make money at the same time. So it's a good example for you to check out over at freefunnelsforever.com. So that's one reason to go look at it. But the other reason to go look at it is that it's an example of the kinds of things that you can do with GrooveFunnels for free. And there's more stuff you can do with GrooveFunnels. This is just one example. For example, I'm not using their course hosting platform or any of that for this. This is just sort of the landing page side, the Groove Pages side of GrooveFunnels. So go check that out. Okay, now let's get into the main segment here and talk about affiliate marketing.
It's time to get to work building your internet business. One night at a time.
One night at a time.
So every year around this time, or actually all year long, I get these questions. Hey, is this year still good for X? Fill in the blank. And so last couple of weeks, we've been talking about drop shipping in 2021. I'm really excited about that. If this is before February 4th and you're listening to this on February 4th, which is the day that this episode drops, you can find out what's going on with that at latenightim.com/Kibo. That's KIBO. This offer ends on February 4th. If you're after February 4th, I'm sorry about that. That's just kind of the way things go sometimes, but I will keep you posted on what's going on with the Kibo platform and that drop shipping program. I'm really excited about that. But we've decided, for reasons that I described, I think in episode 209, that this is a good year for drop shipping because of everything that's happened with the pandemic. And so then the question is, well, what about affiliate marketing? Is it also good for that? And I got an email in my inbox from Andrew Hansen over at Digital Worth Academy regarding his opinion on e-commerce and particularly affiliate marketing in 2021. And, you know, Andrew Hansen is the first guy that I learned affiliate marketing from way back in 2007 and 2008. You remember I mentioned in the last episode this crazy sounding product called Niche Marketing on Crack. That was Andrew Hansen's maybe not so tasteful, but very first really successful internet marketing info product. And that's the first time that I really learned about affiliate marketing. And I've been making money doing that online ever since. So I have Andrew to thank for that. We are friends. Andrew and his partner, Sarah, sent out this very nice newsletter about what they thought about affiliate marketing in 2021. And since I completely agree with everything Andrew had to say, I thought I'd borrow from that a little bit and add to it. Again, if you're interested in Andrew Hansen, you can find him at andrewhansen.name. And his academy is called Digital Worth Academy. And that's a very good affiliate marketing program. Okay. So, the first thing Andrew says is the conclusion is, yeah, affiliate marketing is great in 2021 for a lot of the same reasons that I think drop shipping is going to be great in 2021. And the first one is that e-commerce has exploded and people are buying stuff online. And that means that people are searching for recommendations and other kinds of referrals online. They're trying to find out what the best washing machine is, what the best whatever it is that they're trying to buy. And so if you've got authoritative content that recommends products using an affiliate link, 2021 is a great year to do that. And so that's the first point that Andrew makes. And I think that's exactly true. It's exactly what I'm seeing across all of my sites. And I think that's really the right way to think about it, is that whenever, rising tide lifts all boats, and when e-commerce is up, affiliate marketing is up. Absolutely no question about it. Now, the other thing, Andrew points out a couple of things that I didn't even think about. One thing I think has been true for the last 5 years that he points out, and that is that Google has gotten much better at making sure the content that is truly the best content ends up at the top of the rankings. Now, sometimes it takes the better part of forever for them to get it right. And by forever, I mean months or something close to a year. But it is true that Google has gotten really good at picking up the best content. So if you pick a keyword to target and you look at all the competition on the first page of Google and you write an article that is legitimately better, and by better, I mean better research, better written, longer, more substantial, better references, all the things that make an article legitimately better, where an objective person would look at that article and read it and say, wow, this is the best article out of these 10 articles. This is the best article. Google will eventually reward that in way more cases than ever before. So that means that SEO tricks and domain authority and all the stuff that we used to be these kind of insurmountable obstacles or things you had to use black hat tricks in order to get past. Those aren't as big an issue now. So Google is friendly, as Andrew says, and I agree with him. I think that's right. Andrew also points out that right now content is cheap because of the way that the world labor force has been impacted. A lot of people are looking for stuff to do. And from a supply and demand standpoint, if you've got people competing for work, a lot of times that will drive the price down. And Andrew says that he has observed that it's never been as affordable to get high quality content written. Now, I haven't had a lot of content written in the last year, but this makes sense to me that what he's saying is he's finding if he's got an affiliate site and he needs authors to go create authoritative content for that site, he's able to find content that he can afford more than he ever has before. Now, so those are the big reasons that Andrew says that affiliate marketing is really working for him. And he makes another point that I think is really good. And it's something that I've talked about so many times. And I just want to remind you. So let's say you're a side hustler and you want to create an income with affiliate marketing. And you've created this site and you are trying to create authoritative content. It's interesting how people tend to think about this. Some people will approach this and say, I want to, create a multiple six-figure income, a $300,000 a year affiliate site. Well, that's one way to think about it. But from a side hustler's perspective, sometimes your thinking is, I just need an extra few $100 a month or $1,000 a month. That would change everything. A car payment a month or a house payment a month would change everything for some people. So what does that mean? Well, if you need to make $500 a month, you might just need 5 or 10 really good articles making $50 a month in commissions or $100 a month in commissions. And if you're making $10 or $20 per sale, that might mean that each one of these blog posts, these single blog posts, they might only need to convert maybe 5 or 10 sales total at most a month. And if you're converting 10% of your traffic to the offer, you might only need a blog post that has 100 visitors a month. And that's totally achievable. If you've really got the best blog post on a topic and you are, targeting a keyword that has commercial intent and a good product to promote, and you're really providing value, getting 100 visitors to a blog post like that and converting 10% of them to the offer sounds doable. I mean, it's nothing you can ever guarantee, right? And your mileage may vary and all those legal disclaimers, but it's not like you need 1 million site visitors per month to make something like this work. We're talking about hundreds of folks getting value from an amazing blog post and converting to offers, right? And so that seems really doable. Well, what if you set your sights on creating one such blog post a week this year in 2021? What if your goal was simply to write or have written for you one 2,000 word blog post a week, right? That's all you're doing. You're writing 300 or 400 words a day, or maybe if you've got a little budget, you're hiring someone to write a post that you would then edit and put up on your site, and you're doing one per week. At the end of the year, you would have 50 blog posts roughly that were all targeting valuable offers, and maybe a third of those or 20% of those, let's say 20% of those were really getting traction. Then you'd have 10 really strong blog posts converting offers, and there's your car payment. I mean, I think it's really that simple. Does it take discipline to do something week after week after week for a year? Yes. Do you have to really add value to the internet and make it a better place and not just put out spammy, crappy articles that don't help anybody? Yes. But in the end, you could end up with, after just a year, the best website on the internet on, I don't know what, kayaks. My wife just bought kayaks, right? It's a COVID. She likes to get outside. We've been researching kayaks. And so we finally bought kayaks. We bought those kayaks on the basis of reviews. Okay. And so, I mean, maybe you build a kayak website, and that kayak website helps people buy the right kayak for them. And I'll tell you, when you're buying a kayak, there's all kinds of things to consider. Is it a sit on top kayak? Is it a sit inside kayak? Is it for open fast water or for puttering around a lake? Does it have a dry box? Is there a place for your cell phone? Is there room for your knees? What's the backrest like? There's all this stuff about kayaks, for God's sakes, that you could base your reviews around on a blog like that by doing research and creating these links to affiliate offers on kayaks. And by the way, kayaks cost anywhere from $200 to $2,000. So this is, just kind of the idea you can get your mind around for affiliate marketing. And it's why I think affiliate marketing is still a valid approach. And one of my mentors in affiliate marketing, Andrew Hansen, and his business partner, Sarah, who's also awesome, in some ways more awesome than Andrew. I hope Andrew's not listening to this. They agree. Affiliate marketing is really valid for 2021. So as you plan what you're going to do with your business, maybe you have an existing site and you just want to add 4 or 5 really good articles. Maybe you have a high school student in your house who's a good writer who you can pay to write 4 or 5 excellent articles in exchange for, I don't know, a new Xbox or whatever it is that you were going to get them anyway. I mean, maybe you can get them involved in the business. But if you can get that authoritative content out there, maybe do a little promotion of that content on social media, build a few backlinks, Google will reward you over time if you've got the best content with the best rankings, and that will result in converting affiliate offers, and that results in commissions. And when you start adding those up across 5 or 10 or 20 or 50 blog posts, you can really start to build something substantial in 2021. Okay, that was super fun. I'm really excited because in a couple of days, on Friday of this week, there'll be the first real meaningful training of this Kibo method. Again, latenightim.com/Kibo. If you want to squeeze in at the last minute, that offer ends on February 4th. If you do that, send me email at feedback@latenightim.com. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you're doing. If you've got ideas for the show, feedback@latenightim.com. Drop me a line. Let me know you're listening, enjoying the show. I'd love to hear from you. And until next week, I hope you have, I just hope your life is awesome. I hope that for you. And I hope that this show each week moves you just a tiny little bit closer to awesome.
You can do it right when it's late at night.
You've been listening to the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
Be sure to visit LNIMpodcast.com today to leave feedback for Mark. Download special bonus content, access the show notes, and more. See you there.
Until then, go and make some great progress on your internet business, one night at a time.
Business one night at a time.
Okay, so super fun week this week. I've got a couple of masterminds, and I've got my mastermind with Cliff and Pat and Mike Stelzner and those guys that I talk about occasionally, Green Room Mastermind. And we recently did a clubhouse room. That was so much fun. It's really cool to have those guys, to be out with those guys in public. I meet with them every week, but there was something about being on Clubhouse in front of hundreds of people that was kind of fun. And I hope we get to do that again. It was really cool. If we do, I'll try to let you guys know. But I've also got this other mastermind that I'm a member of Pat Flynn's SPI Pro community. And one of the things that Pat does in SPI Pro is he has masterminds inside that he helps people form. He doesn't participate or lead them or anything like that, but he facilitates the organization of that. His staff does, so that people can have the experience of a mastermind. And I was able to luckily get into one of these masterminds with 5 or 6 other people, and they're all amazing. And I'm just reminded how people like that and people like you are doing so many amazing things that even me, or maybe it's better to even say, especially me, I'm just in awe of the talent that people have and the passion they have around their particular topics that they're working on in the internet. In our mastermind, we have a guy named Cam, who's an expert in various mindset topics, including overcoming internal resistance. We have a lady named Chris, who's a chief nursing executive for a very large healthcare organization out in California and is now doing her own thing. We have Debt-Free Latina, who is a well-known and up-and-coming a person in the personal debt and personal finance space. We have a guy named Brian, who you heard on the show, who's an expert in Asana. And we have a travel blogger expert with millions of Pinterest views. I didn't even know that was a thing, out in Australia. It's just really cool to see these people. And one lady in the group, her name is Kimberly. She's actually a very, very famous artist who teaches people art online. She's written books on art, and it's just unbelievable the people you can meet. So all this to say, if you're not part of a mastermind, I strongly recommend that you find a way to get in one, because masterminds are amazing ways to build something that together is greater than the individual sum of its pieces. So individually, these people are awesome. But when you mix them together in a big pot and they start to bounce ideas off each other and help each other, they all rise at a rate that's much higher than what they would have done alone. That's the magic of a mastermind. So go check that out. Ciao.
Late night internet marketing.
Hey, it's Mark again. I wanted to tell you one more time about this absolutely free resource that I have for helping people who are trying to get the big picture for internet marketing, actually get started and understand what all their choices are. If that's not you, there's no more content. You can skip to the end. But if you're someone who came to this podcast because you're searching for how to get started online and you just can't cut through all the noise. I get it. That was me in 2007 when I was trying to get started. There were so many people throwing offers at me that I really couldn't even understand what all the different business models were. I couldn't understand how money moved around on the internet, and I couldn't really get a grip on what direction I wanted to go in so I could figure out how to move forward. I've created a free video resource for you just for that purpose at latenightim.com/explain. In several short videos, I just explained to you what internet marketing is all about and what online business is all about and the different options that you have for starting an online business. There's nothing to buy there. You just sign up for access and you get the videos just like that. So if that's interesting to you, or if you know someone who's in a same situation, send them that link, latenightim.com/explain, and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what people are thinking that are in the exact same position that I was in more than a decade ago in 2007. In some ways, it seems like yesterday, and in some ways, it seems like an entire lifetime ago. Again, that's latenightim.com/explain.
Late night internet.